Hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Today we've got a new problem that we're going to solve, or we're going to try to solve. An issue that we've had here for the past, I don't know, couple weeks is rain. I mean, it's muddy. Everything out here is just soggy, soupy everywhere. Hard to get out with the tractor, hard to get around without just miring up the ground and making a bunch of ruts and it just being a total mess. But the thing we want to try to solve today is a couple weeks ago we bought some Berkshire gilt piglets that we're going to be using later on once they get old enough to breed, to raise our pastured pork. Berkshires are well known for their quality of pork and the quality of meat that they have, the marbling and the fat content. It's just a much superior cut of pork than what you can get in the grocery store. So we bought these gilts, and when we bought them, they were at another farm, and they were in a hard pen structure with they were in a hard pen structure with a little bit of electric wire in with them, but the wire wasn't on, so they weren't really trained. So we brought them home and we put them in a pen here and have pulled a wire inside the pen to make sure that it was had a good spark on it so that we can train them on the electric wire. The reason that we train them on the electric wire is so that we can move these pigs around and put them in different spots on the farm and keep them moving. That's the trick with farming, is everything's got to move. Nothing needs to be static and stand still and stay in one place for a very long time. You want to keep things moving around. So these piglets have been in a pen for much longer than what we want, for a couple different reasons, holidays and some other stuff, and again, the mud has just been terrible. So we're going to try to get these piglets out of the spot that they're in today, give them a bigger area. We're going to leave them partially where they are because they've gotten used to the hut and their feeder. So that they know that's home base, so they'll come back to home base, and that should help keep them in the area that we want to keep them in. So we're gonna stretch some wire. We're gonna pull a new pen and take the old pen down and hang out, see what we're up to, and appreciate y'all watching. So this is the spot that the Berkshire piglets are on. We put up 4 of the 16-foot hog panels and then pulled a wire inside. And like I said, they've been here for much longer than we wanted to be. I'm almost embarrassed to show this, but they've got them a pretty muddy place here. And then here's their hut. So we keep them in the hut we keep the hut out here for them for a little cover from the weather and that kind of thing. And this is that's Helen, and that's Thelma Lou. Certainly not from Andy Griffith fame, but we like the names. So you can see they got a pretty rough spot. So we're gonna fix this for them today and give them a bigger area. One of the really nice advantages of the wire over like a hog netting or electrified netting is that you can really adjust the size, and it's much easier to set up, quicker to set up, because you're not hitting all the little snags and stuff on the ground. All right, so we've got the pen set up. Dang, it's hot. It's like the 12th day of January, and it's got to be mid 70s out here. I mean, it's hot. Probably got sunburn, but anyway. So I've gone back and have adjusted on the wire height in a couple places, and still may need to go back and adjust on that a little bit. From what I understand, when you're using wire with pigs, you want it close to the ground so that if they try to root, it's getting them on the nose. And then whenever they're standing fully upright, you want it at about nose to eye level. So I think we're close. We'll have to let the piglets out, let them kind of explore around a little bit and see what they do with it and see what it looks like. So let's I'm gonna let y'all have a quick look at the wire here, kind of where we're at. So this is the wire. We ended up 2 strands, and I've got these green T-posts in with the these yellow clip-on insulators. They work really good for what we do. Easy on, easy off, and you can adjust them to different heights. And then we use a number of these just white step-in posts. I love these things. We got probably 100 of them, 100 or more. They break, you know, they get out in the sun and get real brittle and break, but they're pretty cheap. So put the wire on the very bottom clip and then on the 3rd clip up. So that's where we ended up with the wire at. So let's hook this thing up and check our spark and just kind of see what we've got. So I use a Speedrite 2000 Energizer here, and we use a car battery. We got a couple of those, and we just put them on the charger at the house and let them trickle charge. All right, so we got it on, and we'll do our check here. 11,000 volts. 10,700. Okay, so we got the fence nice and hot. We got the fence nice and hot. We don't do this to punish or to injure the pigs. We want them to get a shock, and then this become a psychological barrier that they don't want to touch it, they don't want to get close to it, and so that keeps them in their pen area. And the reason we keep them in the pen area, a couple of things, you know, we want them just to concentrate on the space that they're at. The wire acts as a bit of a deterrent for any kind of predator. Of course, the couple of wires is not going to stop something that's really serious, but once these pigs get a little bigger, predators aren't a problem for them anyway. So let's go over here and take the fence down from the pen that they're in and let them out into the new area, and keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Okay, so we opened them up and they're out in the new space, checking everything out. Down below there already. Looks like she's not interested in getting close to that wire. Rooting around, doing what pig's supposed to do. Helen sees the wire. Sure not get close to it. All right, so we're going to take the rest of this fence down. We got 3 panels to pull. We're going to pull these panels out, pull the white post up. Like I say, we're going to leave the hut where it is because this is home base for them. They know about this. We're going to leave the feeder where it is. I know it's still kind of muddy. Hopefully getting them more space, they won't be as concentrated in an area and it'll dry up. So let's get these other panels taken down. All right, we've got their pen broken down. So this is, you can kind of make out the outline of where the pen was with the pig panels and the T-post. So we've got all that taken down. They've been out here in the new fence now for probably 20, 30 minutes or so. Nobody is even interested in getting close to this wire. I had them over here in the corner a minute ago and kind of walked up to them, and they turned and went the opposite way, away from the wire. So they're not interested. They're not interested in getting close to it. So I think the training has paid off. Hate that they ended up in a bit of a mud hole for a few days, but unfortunately sometimes that's just the way things work out. And again, it has just been daggone. It has been so wet, and everything is just soaked and soppy. We need for it to either freeze and stay frozen, or we need for it to warm up and dry up and just get on with it. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. That'll help us build this channel. This is one of the things that we're trying to do to just you know, supplement what we're doing here on the farm and document some of the things that we're doing and share with our customers and friends and other folks that are interested. So please subscribe. Leave us a comment down below what you think about how we're doing. Hit the like button, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.